Hi, Coach Stephen Arnold here, and in today's video, this is our last video in the mini-series, which nutritional system or strategy is right for me. We're just going to go over some key points that are going to help you determine which strategy is right and how to design the best diet for you. So nutritional individualization. Every single person on this planet is different. We all know that. We all look different, think different, perform different, we act different. So why don't we apply those principles to our own nutrition as well? Every single person on this planet is going to be different and respond to different foods, and that is how we need to approach nutrition. We shouldn't be looking at set systems or set products and going, this is right for me, I'm going to follow this belief system, I'm going to follow that structure. We should look at us as an individual and bring things into us. We should design nutrition to suit us rather than make us fit a system. If we take that approach, then we're going to be heading in the right direction. Don't look to follow a system. Make something designed to suit you. So how do we do that? Things we need to look at. First, we need to look at the client's goal. What is the client trying to do? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to gain weight? This is the big factor. Are you just trying to get more energy? So this is the first thing we look at. The second is your history. Are you an excessive compulsive eater? Are you somebody that struggles with portion size? Are you somebody that just likes junk food? What's your history? How have you got to where you are? The next thing we need to look at is lifestyle, and how can we make this diet be adherent? How can we help the client be adherent to the diet that we're making? So if you're a busy person and you only have time to eat 3 times a day, don't try to pick up a meal plan that's got 6 meals, because that nutrition coach said that's what you need. You need to eat every 3 to 4 hours, because if you can't stick to it, then you're going to get frustrated and you're going to give up. So make the diet easy for you to be adherent to. If it's 3 meals a day, it's 3 meals. If it's 5, it's 5, great. If it's 3 meals and a shake, brilliant. Whatever it is, make it designed to suit you. What kind of state of health are you in at the moment? Are you in good health? Are you struggling? Are you insulin resistant? Are you sensitive to certain food sources? Are you inflamed? Are you tired? Are you not sleeping correctly? So we need to look at the client's health as well and design food or design nutrition to help the person's health. If you haven't got health, then it doesn't matter what your goal is. Your health should always be the first goal. People think that you need to be lean to be healthy, but it's completely the other way around. You need to be healthy to be lean. So get healthy first. All right, and then the process you need to go through is determine your lean mass. So your body weight minus how much fat you've got gives you your lean weight, and from there we can then calculate the amounts that we need. Then we look at your activity level. The more active you are, the more calories you're going to need, the more carbs you're going to need, the more fats you're going to need, the more proteins you're going to need. So we get your total calories, and then we calculate total protein, which is going to be something like 1.8 to 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight per day. And what I would do with that is I would just split it completely individually through the meals, through the amount of meals that we've decided from here. So it might be 3 meals, just split it equally between the 3, or split it equally between the 5 and just leave it. That stays the same regardless of whether you're in a surplus or a deficit. Just keep that the same. Next one would come in would be carbohydrates, and we would look to be programming in somewhere between 1 to 4 grams per kilo of body weight per day. So I know somebody asked me about carb backloading and all this and all that. Well, it's just not like that. You need to have carbohydrates before training, during training, and after training to fuel performance, adaptation, and recovery. And if you're taking carbohydrates out of that training window, you're just limiting how well you can perform, how well you recover, and how well you adapt to that stimulus. Carbohydrates fuel that, and that is the first rule. Protein goes first, carbohydrates second, and those carbohydrates get put around that training window. Your rate of glucose uptake will increase by up to 300% as you're training. As you're training, you become more insulin, you produce more insulin, and you become more insulin sensitive, and your body can uptake the glucose that are in your blood a lot faster. So if you have carbohydrates around that training window, the chances of those getting shuttled into the muscle cell are increased by up to 300%, as opposed to if you take those carbohydrates in outside of that training window. So it would go like a bell effect. Your glucose uptake rate would stay flat, and then as you start training, it would go up. And then as you finish training, it starts to curve down, it gets back down to normal levels, around about hour and a half is where you're going to get the benefits, but about 3 hours, then it's back to normal. So you want to make sure you're getting those carbohydrates in before, about an hour and a half before, during training through liquid form, dextrose, waxy maize, Vitago, anything like that is going to fuel carbohydrates, fuel performance during the training, and then carbohydrates again after. So those carbohydrates always get timed around training. And if you're just a general weight loss client looking for general weight loss, then you just want to spread your carbohydrates out evenly, because it's going to reduce cravings. If you're overweight because you've been overeating, the chances are you've been overeating carbohydrates, and if you just put all your carbohydrates in the last meal of the day, you're probably going to be getting a dip in blood sugar levels, lower than normal, lower than you used to, and that's going to create cravings. So for performance and athletes, advanced athletes, carbohydrates always go around training because they're needed for performance, recovery, and adaptation. If you're a general weight loss client, just spread your carbohydrates out. Just spread them out throughout the day. Put a little bit of each meal. And then fats come in. These are just 20% roughly of your total calories. We do protein and carbs on grams, but fats are done as a percentage because that's what the literature says. That's all we've got. That's what all the studies are done, with fats as a percentage, not as grams. So that's what we have to work with. I'm sure that will change over time. And the next one's timing, source, and compliance rate. You want to make sure that you're getting your nutrients in at regular times if possible, but they also want to be timed around your training to support that training. Carbohydrates in the last meal of the day can be a great idea if you're having problems with your sleep. Carbohydrates will cause a rise in serotonin and melatonin. They're the feel-good sleep, relaxed hormones come up from the stomach, they get released from the stomach, get into the brain, and it helps us to sleep. So we can play around with nutrient timing as well, which is going to help your health. Source, you want to make sure that you're choosing a good nutrient source, sources that agree with you, don't give you any digestive distress as well. We all have sensitivities, it's just on what level of the scale they're on, if they're severe or whether they're very mild. Some people have food sensitivities and they're so mild they don't even know about it and they live with it for their whole life. And some people get really, really bad symptoms from eating a set nutrient source. So for example, if I eat white potato, I get really bloated, I get sore in my tummy, I get flatulence, and it's just not very comfortable for me. So white potatoes are definitely out of the equation for me, and I suspect a little bit of a sensitivity to white rice as well. So you want to play around with your sources, make sure you're getting good sources that agree with you, you don't get any digestive discomfort from them. And compliance, make sure that the nutritional strategy that you apply, you can stick to and you enjoy. Like, we can all say this strategy is best or that strategy is best, but if you don't enjoy it, what's going to happen? You're going to give up on it. You're not going to stick to it. So make sure that what you do design for yourself, or whatever you are applying, you enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, there's more chance of you sticking to it and winning. And like we said, like, adherence is over here. You have to be able to adhere to it. If you can't do that, then it's just no good for you. And the last one is measure and review. Like, try something, see what results you get. And if it works, great, stick with it. And if it's not working, then start to change one thing at a time. Change one little thing and see, measure again, review, how did that change work? And what people will do is they'll try something, it doesn't work, and then they'll completely scrap it and try something whole new again. When the problem was it might have been one thing, one element that wasn't causing them to get results. But if you eliminate everything and change everything, you're not going to know. So put something in place, use information and use your common sense to put something in place that you think is going to work for you. Measure and review. Did that work? Did that give me the rate of results that I want? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then you change one thing at a time. If the answer is yes, then great. Just keep going. Keep going until it stops. And if it stops, then you start making changes. But gather all the information. Start with these fundamentals. First things first. Goal, history, lifestyle, health. Then from there, then you start getting all the information, putting it together, and then measure and review. But in terms of what's best for you, you're hearing about people doing this and people doing that. Like, learn. Knowledge and understanding is what's right. There's no such system. There's no system that's right for everybody. Everybody is individual. Everybody's different. And it's about gathering information and understanding what's best for you. Try something, because what works today might not work in 6 months. And what doesn't work today might work for you in 12 months' time. Trial, error, and learn. Education and understanding is the key. If you want more education and understanding, hop over to my Facebook page, Stephen Arnold's Health Systems. subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll go from there. And just keep learning, keep trying, and keep moving forward. At the end of the day, knowledge and understanding, everything is individual. That's going to get you nearly to where you want to be. If you do get any troubles, just get in touch. Always happy to help people out. Peace out.